Looking in the mirror, I always knew I was black. But in 1987, I found out that I wasn't black enough. You see, I was born in Newark, New Jersey, and I lived there for a time. And just right about when I was a young age of maybe going into first grade, my parents decided to separate. So my mom moved me and my sister back to Western Pennsylvania. When we moved, so here we are in Western Pennsylvania. We live on a house on the corner. My grandfather owns this house, and he also owns the house next door to us. As far as the eye can see, we're the only two black people in this community. So, life went on. I played with white paper dolls. I would put towels around my hair and fling it like it was all long and glorious. On the weekends, I watched reruns of the Brady Bunch. I faked like I liked Saved by the Bell. And that was just life. And as time went on, I had a lot of friends. I dressed like I was Cyndi Lauper. I even had the Farrah Fawcett hair with the blonde tips. It was awesome. Something was always totally rad or even gagging me with a spoon, but that's just how it was. But when I went to junior high, something happened in my family. And then something so bad that my mom could not take it. So the next thing I know, we were giving 2 one-way tickets to Newark, New Jersey on People's Airlines to go live with my father. So here we are in Newark, New Jersey. One of the worst things that I thought about, well, not really the worst, but it was bad. My sister and I was being separated. My sister had to go to a pregnant girls' school. And I was going to West Side High, home of the Rough Riders. Now, you guys might know about West Side High, maybe not, but you've probably heard about East Side High. Lean on Me, where the principal came in, they locked the kids in. Same thing, it was just West Side High. But, it wasn't really that bad because I did have an older stepbrother, and my grandmother told him, look, Myron, when you go to school, anybody starts with Monique, they start with you too. So you make sure that you watch out for her. And he was like, okay, so I was set. I have a senior here, it's my older brother, I'm gonna be fine. So the first day comes. I come in with a long ass grunge skirt. I had on platform shoes and boots. I probably had Tina Turner wild ass hair. I walked into school and everybody froze, looking at me, and when I turned back around, Myron was gone. So, well, I'm on my own. So I went ahead and gathered all my books and stuff like that, and people were going past me in the hallway pointing at me. Why is she dressed like that? Is this Halloween, But I was just like, whatever, just keep calm. And so the days went on, and I swear that first week of school, I must have saw 2 fights, and then I knew almost immediately I could not go to the bathroom or eat at the cafeteria. When I went to the bathroom, kids were standing on a sink. They were up at the window trying to smoke out, and then they had books and papers in the toilets. Then I said, okay, let me just go to the cafeteria because I'm hungry. No. They were standing on a table, had music blasting everywhere. I said, okay, whatever. So I spent all my time at the library. I knew the Dewey Decimal System, and then I put away books, and they even let me use the bathroom, so it was fine by me. But as time went on, I had friends. Well, no, not really friends. I had 2 friends. They were a brother and a sister, Javon and Savon. And they were twins, too, so it was weird. They were weird, and so was I, so, we got along great. But also, too, Siobhan, though, she was real cool. She had the ace dramatic hair. She had the bamboo earrings. She wore, Brooklyn socks with Fila shoes. And she even had a Nefertiti on her tooth. I was like, damn, this girl is so fly. So we started hanging out, and it was all cool. So as time went on, when it comes to school, English was one of my favorite classes. So one day I walked into class and my teacher was like, you know what, Monique? Well, she didn't say it to me, so sorry. She was just like, you know what, classroom? Today we are going to read out loud. Okay, so Jamila, you go ahead and read the first 2 sentences. And then Malik, you read 2 sentences. Oh, Monique, we don't ever hear from you, so why don't you go ahead and read a couple sentences afterwards? Okay, fine. So I open up my book, and I'm hearing Jamila skipping over everything because she don't know how to read. What is she doing? And then Malik reads, he does not want to read. And I'm just like, oh my God. So now it's my turn. I open up the book, and it's about this girl going somewhere. And so I said, okay, So Jessica goes over to the side of the room to open up her chifforobe. And the teacher was like, yes, a chifforobe. Yes, Monique, keep on reading, keep on reading. And so I was reading. My 2 sentences turned to 4 sentences. The 4 sentences, a paragraph. Next thing you know, I'm turning the page. As I'm turning the page, I feel the heat rise, and I hear the kids behind me. Oh, who she thinks she is? I know she don't think she's smart. Teacher's pet. She ain't better than nobody up in here. And I was like, I don't even care. I don't want to read this shit. Come on. So then, after I finished reading, I just stopped. But when I looked up, my teacher was beaming at me. And I was like, this is not going to be good. So time went on, and word had it on the streets of our school that News Channel 7 was coming to interview 6 kids from Westside High, home of the Rough Riders. They wanted to get a bird's eye view of what the students in Westside High achieved in their life, what they were going to do, all this general stuff. So they picked 6 students. So you had the jock, you had the valedictorian, you had the cheerleader, you had the activist, you had the Spanish kid, and then me. I was like, why me? Why you pick me? I'm not even doing anything. When I was at Westside High, I tried to just stay below the radar. I got tired of saying things and then the kids would be parroting me. Oh, really? And I was like, I don't even sound like that. So I just kept it really quiet and just mind my own business. But when they told me that I was going to be on this little segment, I was like, okay, because it was going to be on the 11 o'clock news. Who watches the 11 o'clock news? Fine, we'll do it. So they come in, and then they interview us. They came with their big-ass VHS camcorder. They had the big microphone and the booming spotlight on us. And so we just had a little interview. They asked us what we wanted to do, where we wanted to go, general questions. Cool. And it was over. It lasted for maybe 5 minutes, and I kind of forgot about it. So maybe a couple weeks went past. I get a call from my guidance counselor, and he's like, hey, Monique, the segment is ready, and they're going to show it on the 11 o'clock news next week. And I was like, yes. But tomorrow, we're going to be showing at the auditorium. I was like, what? I didn't know that anybody was going to see this. Okay, so, that night I was all nervous. I didn't know what to wear to school. I was like, oh, God, I don't know. So I finally get there. I'm sitting in homeroom, and the announcement comes on. Please, everybody line up to go to the auditorium. As we go to the auditorium, I'm with my one friend, and we're sitting kind of in the middle of it all, just sitting down. So then the movie starts. So then the jock speaks. He's talking about football and his touchdowns and scoring and becoming a professional athlete. Yay, everybody's clapping. Then the popular girl comes on. She's talking about dates, going out, makeup tips, how to wear the best clothes. Yay. Then I hear, oh my God, my name is Monique and I'm from Pennsylvania. And I was like, oh, the crowd went wild. People were stomping on the floor. They were yelling and screaming, Valley girl, look at that white girl, teacher's pet, And I was like, oh my God. But through it all, I finally saw what they saw. I was like, oh my God, that's me. I don't even sound like that. What? Oh my God, I just could not believe that was me, how I sounded, how I looked, how I act. And now I understood why they made fun of me. I think I kind of would have made fun of me too, so I don't know. But I was just like, oh, okay, so all right. But I was still very embarrassed, and the school finally settled down, and we watched the rest of the segments. So as we were leaving, it was kind of weird because some people were come up to me and say, oh yeah, that was good. I got the black peace sign. I was like, okay, yeah. So, time went on, and, I still never really fit in at Westside High, but I did get a boyfriend from that show. But after that, I just figured that it's just cool to be me. Thank you.